Hey guys, we're back trying to fix our old oil dipstick problem. Never thought a dipstick would hold me up this much. It's one of those things that you never have to fix in your life. But when it don't work, man, she's a problem. So anyway, here's our two that we have. And I did some test fitting, so in order to figure out what I need to do, time to do some pizza box math. It's got the old greasy pizza box here. I got my old turbo dipstick and my NA dipstick. Now, we want the dipstick, the turbo dipstick, to go in and be this distance, but our NA dipstick is too long, right? And you're saying, well, why don't you just use the turbo dipstick? Well, I might have already explained this, but I crimped on this thing back on here and it just doesn't want to go in, and I'm kind of sketched out because I don't want to pull the engine again. So I probably will try grinding this down a little bit more and see if it'll go, but at the end of the day, it's basically getting caught, I think, on the gasket that's between the oil pan and the engine block. So I think it's like going in because it's like super close down to the block in there. You can't see it, it's dark, but super close where the dipstick comes through, and I think it's literally just hitting the gasket and not going in. So I will try to clean that up, but just in case, I have a snippy plan here. So basically what we do is we do some snippy right on this spot, and then they would be the same length, which is good. But will it fit? That's our question. Will it fit? Well, for that, we got to do some pizza box maths. So the top of the pan or the top of the dipstick holder to the pan is 18.5 inches. So and our turbo stick I measured is also 18.5 inches. So I think it makes sense if we snip it off at 18.5 inches, make them both the same, then it will fit, which means it'll be just barely fitting. Basically, we're gonna have, turn it sideways here, we're gonna have our dipstick coming in like this, and it's literally gonna be touching the bottom of the pan. So we're gonna be filling oil up to here and just having like a 1/4 inch of oil in the top of the pan, which is kind of sketchy because if you accelerate hard, that oil is 100% gonna pool up in there and probably hit the crank. I don't even know what to tell you. It's not ideal. Maybe some baffling will go in there. We just won't drive her hard at first. We'll figure it out. Anyway, that's our pizza box maths. I think that's our plan. That's how we're gonna fix her. Okay, we officially got a dipstick again. A little bit jank. Made some little scratch marks there for the safe area. It's a pretty tight line, and the dipstick, even cut off this short, is actually still impacting the bottom of the pan. Just right there, it starts to hit it, so it's actually bending when I push it in all the way. But I looked at it and I was like, you know what? It's gonna be fine. It's just gonna bend a tiny bit at the bottom, and it'll more or less still be accurate for the oil level. So we're gonna go with that. That is something I am going to address at some point. Probably the next time I pull the engine, once we get everything running. Everything's gonna have to come out again anyway for sandblasting and all that. So at that point we'll address it. But for now, we got oil. Well, we got a dipstick. And next scene will probably be quite a while for me, but for you, instantaneously, we're gonna put oil in it. Got my little helper here. We're about to swap that oil filter. Look at that. Motorcraft. People say these Wixes are really good. Now this was 15 bucks for the XP Premium top of the line. They had a $10 one and a $4 one, and a $4 oil filter on a, $2,000 turbo motor just seems like a bad idea. So I went ahead and went with the 15s, but we're gonna throw that on and get it going. Get her running. Alright boys, I got 4 liters of oil in there. Or girls, if there's a girl listening, you're probably not as cool, you're more cool. Yeah, let's edit that out. Future me is definitely not going to edit that out. But anyway, look at it. There's no leaks under there, boys. No leaks. That's what we wanted. So, see what happens when we run it. That'll be a different story, but we're getting close. So while I'm waiting for this to settle, this is the oil I'm using. Z-Rod with the zinc additive 10W30. I did research on this like a year ago. I can't remember anymore, but I'm pretty sure you do need the zinc additive in this engine. And even if you don't, it's just going to benefit it anyway, so we're happy. We're happy. Now, I'll put in 5 liters. I'm going to see if it's on the dipstick. I kind of don't think it is. But if it is on the dipstick, great. If not, I did read something about these needing 5.3 liters, so who knows? That was from a forum. You never know if that's accurate or not, but if it is, then we should be getting close. I put almost 6 liters in there and I didn't even have it touching the dipstick, so I was a little concerned. There's no leaks, but I realized that I'm doing this on quite the slope. So threw the jack under there, pumped up the one tire, and I'm hoping we'll now be able to see something on the dipstick. So let's take a look. Still nothing. That's crazy. Okay, there's still nothing, so I guess I'm gonna go a little bit further.
And this, what's he doing? Is to go even further beyond.
Hey guys, what's up? Sorry, I know most of you probably aren't anime fans, but that's an old anime from when I was a kid that I absolutely loved. And if you're anywhere near my age, there's probably a 50% chance that you've seen that before. And when I said to go further, it cracked me up. I'm like, I gotta put this scene in there. So actually put a link for the full scene where Goku does that thing in there. So if you've never seen it, it's totally epic. And then I watched it and I was thinking like, man, that's what I want this car to be. I want it to be like just freaking crazy, you know, blow the doors off. You know, definitely got some work and a lot of work to get there. But then I got thinking, I need a name for this car. So if anybody's got any ideas for names, please leave me a comment or something. But I was thinking like a Dragon Ball themed name. And then I was like, oh yeah, Goku. And I'm like, no, that doesn't fit. And then I was like, maybe Chi-Chi. And then I was like, Krillin. I think the car's name should be Krillin. Or maybe I'll get like a picture of Krillin on it somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Back to the video. Okay, so we got 6 liters of oil in there and it's not showing the dipstick at all. The dipstick is as dry as the Sahara Desert. Not a drop of oil on there, which is totally not what I was expecting. But what I've realized is the Pinto naturally aspirated 50 horsepower oil sump is bigger than the Turbo Mercure one. So if I had the proper dipstick orientation, it would actually be going into that sump and I would know how much oil to put in. But I've decided for now this is just going to take 6 liters. It probably doesn't need all of that. In fact, I'll probably end up having to change that later. But long term, I think we're just going to do a dry sump setup. But anyway, this is good enough to get it started. So we got 6 liters of oil in there, which is great. And it's not leaking out, which is also great. So next thing we got to do is we're going to add some fluid to the transmission. So we'll do that. And then we got to hook up the battery. And the battery is still charging. Wow. That's crazy. Is it really? Oh, it's close. It's close. Through the 10 amp and it went on. So yeah, the battery's almost charged up. That's the old Ranger battery. Hopefully she has enough volts to turn this thing over. Otherwise I'm going to have to probably rob the boat battery. But either way, we're going to slap the battery back in. And we'll be back to where we were last year, about to turn her over. So very pumped, very pumped. Next thing we do, add fuel. A few overnight parts from Detroit. And we'll be beating Vin Diesel at the quarter mile. But only because he hits a semi. But it still counts. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but I only put 1 liter into this engine and the engine was completely empty. Can you hear that? You can actually hear the oil dripping into the pan. I don't normally hear that, so that's interesting. Must just be because it's so empty. I'm gonna try another one. Yeah guys, thanks for watching, appreciate it. If you stuck around to the end, please leave me a like, a comment. It really helps when I get those extra, like when you watch the full video, it puts the video out there more for other people. So I hope you enjoyed. Please watch the next one. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. I need a better exit. What if I was like, private garage out? Nah, cheesy. I'm gonna work on that too. But yeah, see you next time. Requires ESC. Oh, I should look that oil up. Google that, Kyle. Anyway, yeah, Kyle here with another freaking disaster.